In this lecture we will understand the bucket sort, also called Radix sort. So this sorting algorithm can be used to sort list of names, that is strings, as well as it can also be used to sort numbers. So to sort strings, what procedure we follow here? All names are sorted in according to first character, that is letter. Okay. Then all are sorted based on second alphabet or second character of the name from the left hand side. Next point is that if maximum length of any name is 15 character long, then names are sorted with at most 15 passes. So number of passes required is the length of maximum string in the list of strings. So to sort names we need 26 classes or 26 passes, because there are 26 alphabets in the names. To sort the numbers we need 10 classes, because numbers can contain digits from 0 to 9. So maximum number of classes or maximum number of buckets, or we can say passes, will be 10 in case of numbers. So now take an example. Suppose we want to sort the following numbers in ascending order. So numbers are 125, 95, 526. So number of digits in each number may be different, but what first of all we have to do, we have to equalize the number of digits. Suppose 95 is having 2 digits, 125 3 digits, so we will prefix 0 here, so that all numbers become of the same length. So what we have to do, first of all we have to start with pass 1. Number of passes here would be required is the number of digits in the maximum number, because here all numbers have 3 digits, so maximum number of passes will be 3. In 3 passes all the numbers will be sorted. Also note one point, that if numbers are decimal numbers, then they are sorted from right hand side to left hand side. So we will understand the meaning of this. Here integer numbers will be sorted based on first least significant digit, then second bit, that is second digit, then third digit, while numbers in point will be sorted from right hand side, because rightmost digit after point is the least significant digit. So first of all these numbers are already stored in the array. Here 0, 1, 2, suppose A is the array and its index is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So n, that is number of values, is what? 7. N is 7. Now what we have to do, we have to create 10 buckets. We can label B0, B1, B2, B3 like this. We can name the array like B0, B1, B2, B3, B9. So these are 10 buckets. In case of numbers there will always be 10 buckets. So and these buckets will also be an array. Also note that these buckets will also be an array. We can start indexing from above or from below. Here we are starting index from 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 like this. So what you have to do, you have to start the input array, that is 125, find the least significant digit, that is 5, so it will go in bucket number 5. See here 125 gone into bucket number 5. Now 95 will go in bucket number 5. 526 will go bucket number 6 based on its least significant digit, that is unit place. So 526 gone to bucket number 6. Similarly 235 bucket number 5. 621 will be stored in bucket number 1, and then 837 will be stored in bucket number 7, and then 379 will be stored in bucket number 9 based on unit place. So now this is done. After that, what you have to do, you have to scan the buckets from left hand side to right hand side, and from below to above, that is from lower index to higher index, and you have to write the numbers again here. You have to scan the buckets from left hand side to right hand side and from below to above if indexing is starting from below, and you have to write the numbers again. That is 621 came first, then 125 here, 95 here, 235 here, 526, then 837 and 379. So while scanning these buckets, what you have to do, you have to update the input array. So you will see how this is updated. So these numbers will be stored in the array, that is we can say the array will be updated. So 621 125 will come here. You can see 621 125 95. So you can see in the next diagram 621 125 95 235 526. So this is done. From here pass 2 will start, and you have to repeat the procedure again, but this time what you have to do, you have to place these numbers based on the second digit from the right hand side. So 621 this time will go to bucket number 2 because second digit from the right hand side is 2. So 621 is stored here. Then 125 will go to bucket number 2 here. 095 will go to bucket number 9. Here you can see 526 in bucket number 2. Then 837 bucket number 3, and 379 will go into bucket number 7. So these are stored again in the buckets, and after that here also buckets index is starting from 0, 1 to below to above. It is your choice. In copy and pen paper you can write the diagram and index from either below or from above. After that you have to scan the bucket from left hand side to right hand side and below to above. So update this array by 621 125 526 235 837 379 and 095. With these values the array A will be updated, which you can see in the pass 3 that array is updated. Again you have to repeat the procedure for pass 3 also, and now this time you have to put these numbers into bucket based on third digits from the right hand side. So 621 will go to bucket number 6. You can see here 620. 125 bucket number 1. Likewise you can store all the numbers into buckets. So these numbers are stored, and again you have to update the array. So 095 125, these values you have to write from left to right and below to above, and after this you can see that numbers are sorted in ascending order just in 3 passes. Now we will try to write the algorithm for this bucket sort algorithm. So first we will understand the pseudo code. So this bucket sort method takes input as an array and number of values in the input. So first of all we have to find the maximum number in the array. Why this is needed? Because we have to find the number of digits in the largest number. So from that we will run the number of passage. So digit count, that is number of digits in the maximum number. Then pass will start from pass number 1 to digit count. For example, in this case maximum number is whatever, but here we can see maximum number is 837. So we will count the number of digits. Suppose 4097 is one more value, so number of digits will be 4 because that is maximum, and it will have maximum number of digits. So first of all we will initialize the buckets. So here suppose we are sorting the numbers. So these are the arrays, and by default the arrays have garbage values. So we have to remove those garbage values. And arrays, we know that always store some value. So here we can assign zeros in all the places. One case, but we can assign 0 only if 0 is not present in the input number. Otherwise we can initialize -1 with all the -1 to all the buckets. Or if minus number is also included the input array, then we can assign a minimum minus number, that is -9999 like this, so that we can initialize these arrays with the number which is not present in the inputs array. So after that, for I is equal to 1 to n minus 1, that is number of digits minus 1. So we will find the digit number for pass number I. So if pass number 1 is there, so we will find digit number 1. Based on digit number 1, we will store the number into buckets. If pass number 2 is there, then we will find the second digit similarly. Then increment the bucket counter also, because you have seen that more than one values may be stored in the same bucket. So we have to maintain the counter for this also. There are several ways to implement this algorithm. Either we can take 10 distinct arrays for this to represent the buckets, and we can have separate counter for each bucket. One way of implementing this is this, and another way we can have double dimensional array for this. So whatever you prefer, you can use. Then after that all passes are run, then we will write the numbers from the buckets in order, and we will get the sorted list. Now see the detailed algorithm. After that we will also try to find out the complexity. So bucket sort algorithm A n. Digit count we have initialized with 0. Divisor we have taken initially as 1 because we have to find the rightmost digit. So if we will divide the number by 1, then remainder will always be the rightmost digit. Then maximum number we have to find from the array. So the same procedure we are using here to find a number, maximum number. We initialize max with A0, first number. Then starting from second to last, we find out the maximum. That is, if AI is greater than max, then max is equal to AI. That is, maximum number is stored in max variable. Now we will next find out the number of digits in the maximum number. So then here digit count variable we have taken, and digit count will be incremented, and this will be divided by 10. So while number is greater than maximum 0, then it will run and find the digits in the number. Now we will run the algorithm for pass number 1 to digit count. For k is equal to 0 to 9, that is buckets, 0 to 1, and bucket counts will be maintained for each bucket. Bucket count for bucket count 0, it is 0, bucket count 1, it is bucket 0. That is, all counters are initialized with 0 value. As I told earlier that we have to maintain the counter for each. So we can maintain separate variable counter in the form of separate variable, or we can maintain the counter in an array. After that, for I is equal to 0 to n minus 1, we have to find out the digit. That is ai, that is number divided by this divisor. So it will say, suppose 621 is there, so 621 if we will divide by 1, then we will get, if we will divide 621 by 1, then we will get 621. Earlier actually I told divisor by 1 will give the least significant digit. That is not the case, that was wrong. But here you can see 621, for example, is divided by 1. We will get 621. Then we will take modulus, that is percentage by 10. Then we will get the least significant digit, that is rightmost digit. Then it will be stored in the bucket. R will give you the bucket. Suppose 621 we got 1, so it will be stored in bucket number 1, and bucket count 0. So 10 it will be stored here. That is bucket 1, it will be stored. And we also have to increment the bucket counter for this bucket. So bucket R, bucket count is equal to bucket R, bucket count plus 1 will be stored, incremented. For incrementing the counter, we have maintained bucket count for each bucket. So here we will update bucket count array, that is bucket count and radix. We will pass radix inside this. Bucket count R will be incremented by bucket count R plus 1. So counter for that bucket will be incremented. Then I is equal to 0. To collect the values, we will initialize the I counter. For k is equal to 0 to 9 for all buckets, and from j is equal to 0 to bucket count k minus 1 means we have to check how many values in each bucket are there. So for this we have used this loop, and we will update the array. ai is equal to bucket k j, and I is equal to I plus 1. Then after that we will increment the divisor. We will multiply the divisor by 10, so that for the next iteration, here you can see we have considered 621. If we divide it by 10, this is integer division, so it will give to 62. So for next iteration we have taken divisor, so that for next iteration we can get the second digit from the right hand side. It will give 62. Again modulus by 10, we will get 2. So this algorithm will run like this. So now we will analyze the complexity for this. So numbers, suppose there are a1 to an numbers are there. Digits in a largest number we will find out. Okay, and radix is R. Suppose numbers are to be sorted, then radix R is equal to 10. So pass k will compare each dik, that is each digit, with each of radix digits So its complexity will be n into d into r, where radix is 10. Roughly you can see from the algorithm that this loop will run n times. This loop will run n times, so order of n. This will run maximum number of digits. That will also be less, because in C programming or in Java programming, anywhere there is limited size data type. So 5-6 digits numbers can be there. So this will also be a subset of n. Generally, pass loop will run from 1 to digit count. So this loop will run for digit counts, for example say d. This will run for 0 to 9, that is radix r. So after that 0 to n minus 1 numbers. So 3 loops are involved. You can see here, this is d into r into n. So generally if nested loops are used, then complexity will we calculate, suppose for I is equal to 1 to m, j is equal to 1 to n, k is equal to 1 to r. So the complexity will be multiplicative of these loops, that is m into n into r. So here we can see d into r into n will be the complexity, and all other loops like this loop, this loop, this loop will be a subset of r into d into n. So the complexity here is n d r, and because here radix is constant value, it will not change, d will change. Okay, so we can keep r as 10, so complexity will be converted to n into d. For more detailed explanation of how complexity is calculated, you can watch the videos of complexity in my channel. Now we will find out the worst case complexity. So this, in worst cases, d will reach to n, number of values, that is number of digits will reach to n. So it will be n into 10. So order of n square would be the complexity of bucket sort. And I would suggest you try to understand the algorithm from here, because if we will discuss in more detail here, then it will take more time. So I would like to stop the video here only. So I hope you will understand the bucket sorting from this video very well, and do some exercises, and also do the sorting of strings, that is sorting of names, where you have to make 26 buckets. Thank you.